guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Everly Junior. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with me. As usual, this is your girl, and I'm sorry. I have been lost. I know. I have been so, I don't know. I don't even know what to say, but just forgive me, you guys. And it's been long. It's been a long hiatus, and I'm back like I never left. And you know, always come back with good videos. So thank you so much for sticking with me. So today's topic is signs that you are seeking validation. So number one, okay, so actually let me explain validation. Validation is when you really want people to validate whatever it is that you're doing or your actions. You want someone to be able to tell you, oh, you're doing a great job, or something like that, you know. Someone to tell you maybe you're beautiful, maybe you don't believe in yourself. Then for someone to just be there and tell you, you know, you're beautiful, you're amazing. So that's validation. So these are the points that I came down up with to tell you that maybe you're seeking a validation from people. So number one, when you have the fear of abandonment. So usually when you have the fear of abandonment, you usually feel like this person is going to leave you. If I don't do this person is going to leave me. Maybe you're in a relationship with someone and then you just do so many things to try and keep them there with you. And sometimes you always, maybe you might do something too much. You know, too much of something is poisonous. So maybe you do it and you you kind of like beg this person to stay, even if no matter what they do to you, maybe they cheat on you and you're like, no, I don't want this person to leave. So you stay and take on abuse, so which is wrong. So that shows that you're not even valuing yourself over the relationship that is toxic. So you have that fear of abandonment, that someone will leave you, and you know you want this person to stay. It's like you're begging them to stay in your life. So that's how you might be seeking a validation from people, and it shouldn't be like that. Like when you realize that you're kind of begging someone to stay in your life, then it shouldn't be so, because it should be a two-way traffic. You give and take, and you know you receive. It should be reciprocal. You love someone, they love you back. You know, they show you with actions, you show them with action, like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. The other point is also when you're in constant need of praise. So whenever you feel like you need people to tell you, oh my God, you're doing amazing, oh my God, this business is thriving, you know, you often don't get that. Even for me, like in this channel, like I have to push myself to do it. I have to push myself to do videos, because there's no one telling me, oh, you're doing a great job. Of course, I love you people. You're amazing. Who's always telling me that I'm doing a great job. My family, thank you. But sometimes it doesn't go like that. Like sometimes you find yourself, you're not even, you don't have the energy to do a video. You don't have the energy to shoot a video, but you just have to push yourself and tell yourself that you're amazing, that you have good communication skills, that, you know, people are going to listen to you. So you need to do that for yourself. But when you're constantly in need of praise from others, then it will be so difficult for you to even do things, because whenever people don't praise you, then you kind of switch off. So it's like you're feeding off from people's praises, and when it stops, then you know what happens to you. So you really need to look into that. Then you have a hard time saying no. So whenever you have a hard time saying no, then it shows that you're seeking validation from people, because you want to please them so much to the extent that you can say no. Maybe it's something that someone needs to do for you. Maybe they need you to run an errand for them, but you're there saying yes. You're there saying yes to the next person. You're there saying yes to this person. You can't say no. So you find yourself like doing so many things for other people to the expense of your own. You know, maybe you're tired. Maybe you need to also focus on yourself, on your family, your child, but you're there doing other things for other people, sending money to people, and you yourself need money to use. You know, you need to even buy your baby some diapers, but you're sending that money to other people because you just can't say no. So you see, you end up suffering because you just want people to see that you're very kind. You want people to see that you're very nice and that you help out, but you see at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to suffer. So the other point is also that you have lack of self-confidence or low self-esteem. So whenever you find yourself having low confidence, you always want people to just tell you, oh, you're confident, oh, this and this and this and that, oh, you're amazing. So you have to work on yourself from inside. You have to pour into yourself so that you can be able to extend that love, extend that you know, to exude that energy, to exude that confidence outwards. So you really need to work on your self-esteem, because you'll tend to seek validation from other people whenever you have a low self-esteem. You'll always want people to tell you you're beautiful. You'll always want to seek that validation from relationships, and that's when you get yourself into terrible relationships, toxic relationships. That's when you tend to get yourself into friendships that are not two-way. it's like you're the one being used. You tend to find yourself in situations that are not pleasing to you. You know, even in job situations that you're being used, you're being abused. You know, you're not getting, you're not benefiting. Like you're mostly being used. You're mostly being taken advantage of. You see. Then the other point is also indecisiveness and difficulty in making decisions. So whenever you're feeling indecisive, okay, there are times when, you know, maybe you can't choose between this dress and this dress, but it shouldn't be like it's your life. Every day you can't make a good decision. Maybe you're so indecisive, you can't make a decision and you're doubting yourself because it's like you can't trust yourself. Like you're second guessing your decisions. Then that's a bad thing because you'll always want to inquire from others, you know, about the decision. What do I do? What do I do? And you're running up and down, like trying to please people. And, you know, sometimes even you end up losing opportunities. You end up losing good, maybe relationships because you're always like trying to win other people's approval. And if they disapprove of something, then you're like, okay, I'm not doing this. So you need also to be decisive and be able to be confident in the decisions that you make. And you can start small, even if it's like going to a restaurant, saying that I want this flavor and sticking to that, and, you know, just making small decisions, and finally you'll grow into making bigger decisions and being more confident in your decision making. Then the other point is also not getting approved makes you upset. So maybe you're trying so hard to be approved, maybe you're trying so hard to fit into a crowd, maybe you're trying so hard to fit into maybe a new place that you've gotten into, maybe it's a workplace, and you want to fit in and you want people to approve you and to say, oh, this person is so amazing, oh, come into a team, come into a crew. And, you know, whenever you don't get that approval, you become upset. So I feel like you need to learn how to be able to even be by yourself and be able to even, you know, do things by yourself and enjoy things by yourself, so that even when people join you, you know, you meet your tribe, then you feel good, but you know at the end of the day you can be able to survive on your own. You can be able to validate yourself. You can be able to push yourself to do things on your own. You can be able to motivate yourself on your own. And so when you get even other people to motivate you, then it becomes a plus, you know. Then the other point is also you apologize too often. So you tend to apologize so much, everything, you know, I'm sorry, my God, I'm sorry. You don't want to step on toes, you know, you're too careful. You don't want people to be upset or anything. And, you know, in life you'll always make people upset, like in one way or another. Even if you try to clean people's legs or feet, you'll never please everyone. There'll always be someone who will be upset by you, or you just don't do it for them. So you're always like, I'm sorry, just trying to please people, but it doesn't work. So try not to be so apologetic, especially if you know you're not on the wrong. You know, don't apologize so often. Then you over-explain yourself whenever you make a mistake. So sometimes you need to give yourself grace. You need to realize that you also are human and you make mistakes. So you need to just not over-explain yourself whenever you make a mistake. It's like you feel like you can't do anything wrong, or you feel so guilty. That guilt eats you up, and you're trying to prove to someone that no, I'm not that kind of a person. But, you know, you've already made a mistake. Instead of apologizing and learning from that and moving forward, you're always trying to explain yourself. No, I didn't do this, and, you know, I'm sorry I did this. You know, you're trying to over-explain, which is not a good thing. Then you tend to overextend yourself to others. So sometimes you go above and beyond for others. You bend over backwards just to please other people, just to get that, you know, recognition that I'm kind, or you're amazing, to get that tick, like, wow, this person is amazing, or, you know. And most of the time you find that even people don't even notice all that you do for them. And sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you're doing everything for someone and they're not even doing anything back. Like even the least that they can do to you, they cannot, you know. So it's always good to just be in relationships that give and take, you know, that are reciprocal, that you also feel like you're validated, you also feel like you're worthy, that you also feel like you're appreciated in that relationship or situation. Then the other point is also that you're highly sensitive to criticism. So you're very sensitive to criticism, like you can't take it positively. And I know there are people who criticize you and, you know, they don't mean well. Of course, you need to be able to differentiate between that. But sometimes when you get criticism which is very positive and which will be able to build you up, you tend to be so sensitive to it and you feel offended instead of like accepting it and being able to work on that you've been corrected on. So yeah, just try and see whether you're being so sensitive to criticism. Then the other point is also you often compare yourself to others. So comparison is the thief of joy, as I always say. So don't ever compare yourself. So like, let's say for example, you are a career woman or you're a career person, and then your high school friend is married and they're with kids, and you've always wanted a family, you wanted kids, and you've not met the right person yet. So you tend to compare yourself with others, and it makes you feel so burdened, especially, you know, with society, there's a lot of pressure for you, especially women, to settle down and all that. So you find yourself feeling like you're less than, or you find yourself like really wanting to meet someone and even settle for the wrong person just to have that family and kids, and you know, at the end of the day you'll suffer, probably even it won't work out, or it might end up not working out and you will suffer again. So it's always good to just not compare yourself to another person. So yeah, those are the points that I had for you today. So if you have any points, kindly write them down in the comment section. And as usual, it has been amazing spending time with you. Until next time, bye.